Hello there, I'm Big Alias. Good morning to everyone watching this video. Even if it's not morning, I don't care. Allow me to turn into a sim and turn the clock around just a little bit. Actually, the Sims, they couldn't do that, could they? They didn't have the ability to turn the clock themselves. Also, if you put them in a pool, but don't give them a ladder, they'll die in the pool. They can't climb out of a pool. Sims, they're useless. However, Halo Infinite, I have been playing this game like crazy. I have not been able to put this damn game down recently. I don't know why. I've just been going absolutely nuts in this game. I think it's because recently I learned that a Halo CE remaster anniversary, whatever it's going to be, which I think is coming out next year for both the Xbox and the PlayStation, rumors have it, which is awesome. Apparently it's not going to have any multiplayer, so it's actually going to be a long time before we get a new multiplayer suite for Halo. So I was thinking to myself, like, if I've got a couple of years, then yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll try to max rank on Halo Infinite, which, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, is a bloody long task. It takes a lot, and I've just reached Diamond rank. So for the uninitiated, I have Diamond, and then I can't remember what it is, but the purple one left, and then I get to max rank. But I don't know what the gap between the last purple rank and max rank is. I'd imagine it's quite high, but yeah, so I'm getting quite close. For the uninitiated, so for example, like a Call of Duty fan, I'm probably like 1,500 in Black Ops 6, maybe somewhere around that. You know, I've played a lot of this game, and it's great. I'm having a blast. I've always stood by this. If you think I'm being contrarian or something like that, go back on my channel, have a look at my other videos. I have always stated, I think Halo Infinite, it's a fantastic game. I really do think it's an excellent game. And I think if you're a Halo fan and your issue with the game is purely to do with art style or gameplay, I don't think you'll ever be satisfied. I don't think you'll ever be happy with whatever the Halo Studio want to call themselves that day, with whatever they do. I don't think you're going to be happy, because the fact is, this right now, obviously if your issues with the live service and what have you, is how I would imagine a modern Halo game to be. This is what I would imagine. And there are a few tweaks here and there that I would make, of course, a few changes here and there, a fair few to be honest with you. But in terms of like, what do you think Halo would look like in 2025? This is it. This is what I'd imagine. And it's a damn lot of fun. The gameplay is fantastic, and it's one of the most ironic games right now. I think it's a very ironic game, Halo Infinite, because the issues that people had with the game, like there were a lot of issues, and obviously I made my voice clear on this. One of my most popular videos on the channel was me complaining about 343. The content rollout was ridiculous. The live service stuff was horrible. But part of that live service stuff, one of the things was the armor coatings. Going from red versus blue to, oh yeah, you can like buy armor stuff, and then there's coatings, and some of them might be degraded, some of them might have scratches, some of them might be clean, some of them might be shiny, some of them might have polka dots, and then the color depends on what the coating or degradation or skin and it's just like, oh, how about red versus blue? How about that? But of course you can't monetize that. Yeah, so when it came to that, a lot of people had an issue with that, and a lot of people had an issue with how sweaty this game has become. Well, how sweaty the game was, focused around when the game launched. And a lot of people tell you that the game is dead, and it's not. It's not. The game actually has a fair few players. On Steam alone, it averages anywhere between 1,000 and 3,000, but it has been for like a couple of years now. It has a dedicated player base. The game is making money. There's still content rollouts constantly. It is still a played game. I can still find a match at 6 in the morning, so that's what I consider to be a not dead game. It's not dead. It's just that all of the players are in one playlist that no one talks about. They release all of these new playlists, quick play, new maps to quick play and stuff like that, but everyone is playing one game type, and that is firefight. If you look on the other game types for Halo Infinite, they have like these countdown times, which by the way I don't trust, but they have these countdown times, and for quick play it's like 1 minute 20 or 59 seconds. whatever the new game type is, it will be like 52 seconds or 46 or something like that. And then you go to Firefight and it's like 17 seconds. And then you click on it, you find a game instantly of Firefight. Everyone's just playing Firefight in this game. And there's a few reasons for that. It is an absolute blast. The map selection is great. And it's very good for XP as well. It is a good way of farming XP. You get a little bit more on average, I think, for playing Firefight. But the irony of that is those two complaints that I just spoke about earlier, the armor coating thing. Okay, I mean, yes, you do see your teammates armor coating, but they had to implement this system where when someone gets hit, it like glows in a certain color, and the default will be red and blue. The armor like glows in a color when they get hit, and they had to do that due to this new armor coating system. But thanks to Firefight, you never see that. You never encounter that gameplay mechanic anymore. It did work for all intents and purposes, but that whole thing that they had to like develop and convince everyone that it works, this thing where if you hit someone, it's like a glorified hit marker, they turn red. That system is basically invalid in Firefight. You never see it because you're not fighting other Spartans, you're fighting AI. It's PvE. And the second thing of sweatiness, again, it's PvE. This map design, this 3-lane corridor, very geometric, planned out layouts rather than organic maps. These new layouts, they're invalid again because we're all playing Firefight. No one cares about the excuse me, the sweaty side of the game. We're all just shooting AI, so that side doesn't matter either. I really think that this should be a study. This game should be studied by Halo Studios going forward into the next game. And I think like a lot of this study should have been carried over to Infinite from Halo 5. Although I think, a lot of time was spent trying to work with slip space rather than, actually being able to use your time to figure out how the game should be for the fans. But I think now, look, you have that time. You're on Unreal. We don't want to be sweaty. We don't want armor coatings. We don't want these two things. And we just want to like kick back and I guess I'm saying it's a casual game. Yeah, I think Halo is a casual game, and I think it certainly is in this age. And for God's sakes, please don't fall into the trap of not having progression. This has happened to far too many studios now, and I think it's clear. Have a progression system. Please do. We're going nuts for it. The whole reason I'm playing is so that I can, try to get to max rank, and that's a lot of fun. So please do include it in Halo 7. Anyway, I rambled on about Halo Infinite. I have no idea what I'm going to title this video because I'm not really sure what the topic was. It's just a very ironic game, I think, at the moment. So maybe that's what I'll go for. But it was nice to have a chat, and I'll see everyone later.
The PlayStation's only $149, and you can also get leading titles.